Okay, so I'm going to answer a question that probably a lot of people have asked, and it seems to just pops up a lot. Are leaf springs a good steel to use to make knives like this? And the short answer is yes, they are. They make great blades. Some of your drawbacks are on them are, as obvious, you can see they're thick. And it's hard to find them in anything less than 1/4 inch thick. This one here, I think, is like 5/16. The good thing about it, though, is it's got a uniform thickness all the way from one end to the other. The things you need to watch out for when you're using leaf springs is their age. They can be kind of old, and there may be cracks and stress fractures in them that you may not see until it's too late when you're heat treating it and they crack on you. Another thing is a problem with them is, well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem, is this right here. The bend in them, which isn't really a big deal, I guess. I mean, I say it's a problem, it really isn't. You need to get it hot, flatten it out. Ideally, if you're gonna flatten it out, hitting it with a hammer, I would advise against that because you're gonna leave hammer marks in the steel, and then you're gonna have to grind those out or leave them in there and just have hammer marks in your knife. Use a wooden mallet. I got a piece of mesquite that's about this long with this big around, and I use it to beat on leaf springs like that. Whenever you don't want to leave a hammer mark in a piece of steel, you use a dense piece of wood. So that's one way how you can get them to flatten out. Another thing is you're going to have to anneal the suckers too. Usually that can be done the same time that you are straightening them out. You get it nice and hot, you heat it up, you flatten it out. What I do is I put it back in my forge, and then I block up the forge with blocks or fire bricks or whatever, and just let it cool down on its own. That usually does the trick. I have in the past heated them up, just set them off to the side, let them cool down, air cool, and I've been able to drill holes through them without much problems. But that's not, it's still a little harder than would it be if you let it cool down a little bit slower. I would say one of the other challenges of them is the dimensions that they come in. They come in pretty much, they're pretty wide. Again, they're pretty wide. I think this is just a shade under 3 inches. I didn't measure it. And the thickness. So unless you have a press or just a strong arm and you want to make it thinner, you're going to have to work for it. That's the problem. Generally, when I'm making them, I use them to make meat cleavers, because meat cleavers they're okay if they're thick. I got one in the shop right now. I just finished it. It's got a walnut handle. So if you want to make something that just kind of want to be like a big thick chopper, they work just fine. Just keep in mind they're going to be heavy and they're going to be thick. But the advantages of leaf spring is they are incredibly durable. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you thought it was useful, and please share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.